Hello, and welcome to December 3rd, the second prompt for Dephemerember 2024, hosted by Louisa Hensel and 49 Dragonflies. I am just one of the many participants that are filming videos for the month and showing you what we come up with. So today's prompt is layered tag and retro film strip. I don't think the camera even got that. I am so sorry. If you want the list, you can type out Dephemerember in Google and it will pop up their website and you can get the list from there. They're also on Instagram and you can find them there. I will also tag them in my video, so if you want to find them quicker, you can do that as well. So personally, I'm taking the list and kind of putting my own spin on it, I guess. I have multiple journals that I'm working on right now and that I've done already, and I just really need to fill them up and decorate them, whatever. So I'm using Dephemerember as a mass make challenge for myself. So I'm trying to do at least 4 of the prompt a day. Today I'm gonna do 4 different layered tags. One of them is going to be with some fabric to match this specific journal that I created for Dephemerember, and then the other 3 are going to be made with paper, most likely my jelly prints, because a lot of the journals that I want to decorate are very artsy. Like this one, for example. Super artsy, and I do believe it has some of my jelly prints in it. So I feel like doing some ephemera with my jelly prints would be a great idea to do some unique stuff and to incorporate it into my very artsy journals that I created. And actually this ink slinger binding style I actually learned from Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, and it's honestly super easy to do, and I think it might be one of my favorite binding styles right now. It's so very fun to do. So I am going to make all of my ephemera, and then once everything is done, I'm going to make another video on incorporating it into my journals, because I know personally I get a lot of questions of how do you use this? What do you use this for? You know, all of that stuff. So I'm not going to be putting anything into my journal right now. That's going to come at the end of December when I put everything together. And I think that'll be a very helpful video for any newbies who are coming around. So yeah, let's get started. So the type of tags that I want to do, I don't even know if you can call them tags, but we're gonna turn them into tags, okay? Right, so a typical tag looks something like this. It has a hole, it has like maybe some string or ribbon or something like that hanging from the top. So I'm gonna do a play on a layered tag. I've seen these on Pinterest, and I've actually wanted to do these for a while. I think maybe Carrie the Crafter did this style a while back as well. But yeah, I know I've been wanting to do them for a while, and I felt like this would be a good time to incorporate that with this prompt. Vintage photo strips. So I actually made more than the 4 that you see laying here, but we had a problem with my laminating machine today, and it is stuck in my laminating machine right now. So these are vintage film strips that I found on Pinterest, and I printed out on vellum. Then I just did some stamping on it in different colors. Well, actually, I think this one is black. I did some brown ones too, but you don't see them because they're stuck. And then I put them in my laminator, and they really do feel like vintage film strips. I used some very tiny stamps on there, some little florals and leaves and a dragonfly. I actually love how this turned out, except for my laminator being a pain in the tuchus today. But yeah, I love these. And these are just going to be like little dangles. I planned on doing this challenge, but I didn't plan the prompts out at all because that's not who I am. And it gets me in trouble all the time. But here we are. So anyway, so my first layer tags, I want to do fabric. These are kind of bits of all the fabric and ribbons that I put on my cover here. So I think because this is the widest and longest one, I'm going to start with that first. And I'll go and put in that one, and then maybe this one. I'm not gluing these down, okay? If I get quiet, my apologies. We might do that one first, and then the other one. Let me do that. Okay. And then maybe that. My son is in the other room right now, so we may hear him some. I do have a camera there. I can hear him, see him. His dad is in the room as well. But I like to keep an eye anyway. Okay. And then I have this bit, and I don't know if I wanted to go that way or if I wanted it to go this way. And now that I'm thinking about it, I actually might use this as kind of the binder to put all of these together. Oh, I forgot a bit of lace because I did put some of this into the okay. So these the concept that I'm going for is for these to flip up, okay? I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I had to be a mom for a couple of minutes. Alright, so I think I left off with my concept is these are going to be layered and they're going to flip up like a tag. So I want something to hold them together up here. I think I'm going to be sewing, and I didn't add any of this in there. Okay. Forgot to add this one, and I forgot to add this lace as well. So let's give that a snip. I'm not worried about measurements too much right now because if I want to change something, I can just go in and cut it. But once it's cut, you can't uncut it. So let me see. I know I do want to add the black and white in there. I love this fabric. I think a lot of my TikTok followers know this is actually a sheet from my son's crib. that I decided to chop up because I love the black and white, and I don't know where I'm gonna put it right now because I do kind of want them all layered so that you can see all of them from the, you know, from a glance. Yeah, I'm trying to be very, very precise with this. I might glue the first couple of layers down already, just to try to hold it in place. We'll see. We shall see. I will probably be using my TSS art glue for this. It does work very well with fabric with very minimal bleed through. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start gluing if I can find it. If I can find it. Okay, it's hidden. It's hidden. TSS art. It is on my Amazon storefront. I'm an Amazon associate, so I do get a little bit of kickback for anything that you purchase through any of my links. A fun kicker, if you put something in your cart right now and you don't check out within 24 hours, I no longer get that commission. So if you are one of those people who like supporting artists and small business that way with using their Amazon link, keep that in mind. You have 24 hours to check out, and then you'd have to put it into your cart again to get that credit. I don't think a lot of people know that. I didn't know that about the program until, of course, I became an associate myself. A little bit of this glue does tend to go a long way. I do think, though, on this velvet material, you might want to add a little bit more, you know, to really get a good adhesion in there. And I think I'm going to trim this because it's kind of wonky on this end. The lines don't necessarily have to be straight, but I know the last video I did, I kind of put in a good amount of tips and tricks in there for you guys. This one, I don't know if we're gonna have that many tips and tricks. Oh no, it moved. Okay, that's fine. But we'll see. I do kind of like that this one's gonna just be like randomly long. But do I want it more here? Do I want it there? And then I have my green, and I need to trim the green a little bit. Okay, so I think because I have both of these, and I'm going to put both of these there, we're going to do this. Bring that, maybe not. Maybe bring that there. So we have both of those popping out. And then maybe put that one there. Maybe. Okay, and then I still have 2 more layers. Look, I'm being precise with this because that's just kind of how I'm feeling right now. Of course, if you're doing something like this, you don't have to be so precise with where things lay and how it's lined up. That's just once again where I'm going with this at the moment. And then I'm thinking, do I want, right, because this is sheer, so you will be able to see kind of everything through that. Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this and this one. Then maybe that way. And this. And this. And this. Okay. Yeah, it's sheer, but it's not sheer enough. It's still taking things, like it's not allowing things to shine through enough for me. So, but I really do want this part of it as well. I could cut a longer piece and possibly put it under here. That might work as well. I think I'm gonna do that. So let me go grab it. This is a ribbon that I got from Michael's a while ago. If I'm not mistaken, they are having a ribbon Christmas sale at the moment. Let's see how far. Where's my other piece? Because I don't want to cut the same size, but I don't want to. Alright, so I think I'm going to snip it to this. I kind of like ribbons or fabric that has some type of like decoration on it, because then you could use that as like your line of where you're going to cut. So there you go, pro tip. Use some type of decorating or detail on fabric or ribbon paper that you're going to use as a guideline where to cut. I don't know if my scissors are going to work with this. They did. Just to give a little different type of edge, it'll help add some depth to. Alright, my glue did not dry yet. Yay. Do I want to even bring it down there? I'm supposed to be making these videos quick, and this is not going to be quick. I could already tell, just because I just want it to flow a very specific way. I'm being extra. I know this. It's okay. I do want to enjoy this process as well, right? So, I could trim it down. Let's do that. Let's trim this. And let's go ahead and use my scissors again. So yeah, another, I guess let's go call it a pro tip. Don't be scared to like cut your lace and your ribbons, right? That's one good thing about having big pieces of stuff. You can trim it down, right? You can't add on to, I mean, I guess you could, in a sense. Nope, wrong way. Yeah, you could add on to it, right? But it's also very, very easy to take away from something that's wide. Okay, let's layer this all back up again. I really wanted more of the velvet sticking out, but it's okay. And then I have this pointing down because this kind of looks a little frayed. It gives it a different little texture. So that's why I have that this way. And I'm gonna line this up a little bit better. Still haven't. I think I'm gonna probably sew this really quick, just to ensure that everything is nice and snug in there. Honestly, with the glue, I probably don't need to sew it, but just to play on the cautious side, we're gonna do that. Okay, now we're probably going to change this up a little bit. Kind of like it right there. It breaks up the black and white a nice bit and still gives a little, like, gives everything else space to kind of shine through. I can literally see every single piece here. So I'm happy with that. And then we're gonna, yeah, okay, perfect, good, yes, yay. I'm going to, pinning this will not work. I already know that. So I may need to take a small little thing like this. And I'm pretty positive I grabbed a little bit of everything. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. And I can't wait to sew this together. Okay. I'm going to sew this and I will be right back. All right, I did a very rough sewing job on here. But it's okay because I plan on trimming this and covering that part. So let me get my fabric shears. Don't cut that sewn line, right? You don't want to do that. And then I'm going to trim my lace on the edge a little bit. I'm okay with a little bit of an overhang, right? Very, very slightly. And I love how that turned out. That looks so cute. Okay. So now, to turn this into a tag, right? I am going to use a couple of things. I'm going to take probably some cardstock, and I was thinking about folding it over to give it a finished, polished look. Then I'm going to take a weld tab and put that on it to turn it into like that tag shape. That is my thought process. I could also, and this is me thinking on the fly, I do have a tag punch here. Let me see. 2.5 would work. I can get two. You know what? Let me do this. Actually, let me get some paper real quick. What kind of paper do I want? Let me grab something that's just quickly here on my desk. I'm gonna go ahead and use this because it is, it's just sitting on my desk. It's something that I have on my desk like all the time. And we are going to roughly cut 2.5 inches. And when I say rough, I mean rough. And guess what? I'm not even gonna cut it. We're ripping it in half. Because that's how I do things. And then I'm gonna take this, and it's gonna be long enough for me to, yeah, that'll be okay. I don't want it too long, and you'll see why in a second, right? So there we go. And let me just grab a pair of scissors, and I'm gonna cut this real quick, okay? And then we're gonna put these in there. I gotta trim it a little bit. Just a little bit more. So these punches are great to have, but you have to be very, very kind of precise with the size of your paper to get everything kind of like matchy-matchy. I figured it was going to be a little bit too small, but it's okay. Use your tweezers to get everything in place in here. Tweezers are probably the most underrated craft supply. So that's what I'm feeling, right? It didn't feel right. So let's take this out and go again. I probably need to trim this a smidge more. I normally, when I'm doing this, I normally work on it upside down anyway, because it's, come on. What in the world is happening here? I normally don't have this problem at all. This is so very weird. Okay, I think maybe just the paper might be fairly thin. Okay, basically it gives me that nice tag shape, right? Now, the reason we're gonna do two is to sandwich them together. Okay. Everything is like giving me a problem today, and I'm not here for this. Oh my. Right? It is supposed to go under there. It's not supposed to go that way. I'm not losing my mind, am I? I'm gonna just work it in there. That's gonna be fine. Just make sure it's even. Punch. And there we go. Oh gosh. Let's put this back. Forget we used that at all. Okay. Oy. Alright, so this is what I want. I want two of those. Alright. And we're going to glue this here. Now, I'm not going to keep mine that long because it's going to cover up a good bit. So I do need to trim it. So I need to figure out where I'm going to trim it at. And I may need to trim my fabric a little bit more. We'll see. Alright. I'm going to pull out my paper cutter for this because I do want this a little bit precise. And don't forget, I'm going to be doing paper ones like this too in a bit. You know, let me, because I want this to be as precise as possible, I'm going to go ahead and glue them together before I cut. that's a pretty good spot there. And I'm gonna line up those dips with this bit of the guard to try to get even as possible. I need to remember to close your glue because it does clog up those little needle things, needle tips fairly well. All right, so that's where I am right there with this. I cut it a little bit on the longer side just to give myself some room to play with, because once again, I could take away more, but it's kind of a little bit more difficult to add paper to this once it's cut off, right? So yeah, that's gonna look amazing. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm definitely putting my own spin to this. I can tell you that now. You know, once again, I've seen people do this before, but I don't think I've seen anybody use something like this to put on the top of it. You know, it looked more of just a rectangular tag. No, didn't have that, you know, kind of real, for lack of a better term, tag feel to it. So kind of happy with this. Oh, we're gonna do some inking on this. Hold up. Let's grab a brown and ink up these edges. I'm gonna do the front and the back. And then my little that's a little bit uneven, but I'm okay with that. As much as we do want to get these perfect, we're never gonna have it perfect. We're probably always gonna sit there and say, ugh, I should have done this and I should have done that. And let's, you know, give ourselves grace. See, it's clogged up on me. I think no matter which glue you use, if you're using a small needle point tip, you're going to experience some clogging if you do not cover that bottle. And I'm going to be very generous with my glue here. And I'm gluing the entire thing, right? Because even though there's paper there, that glue is going to help add strength to the paper. Let's go ahead and get that closed up. You do have a little bit of time to play with things with this glue, to move it around, but you do want to do that fairly quickly. I'm just going cray-cray with the glue, honestly, because I want this to stick really, really well. I'm okay if there's a little bit of seepage in the back, because you're probably not gonna see it. And then we're gonna come in here with the clamp to make sure everything gets a good amount of pressure added to it to ensure that adhesion. But I am so happy with this. Oh my goodness. That's a mess. It's okay. And literally only it's gonna be so simple. I'm going to put a hole in here and attach it with like a bulb pin or something, to give it a little bit of whimsy. I do normally keep bulb pins right here next to me. I may have moved them. That's the problem with organizing. You never know where things are when you need it. No, I have them here. I found them. Do I want? Do I want a bulb pin or do I want something a little bit more fancy? What are we looking here? These are too big. I also have these stick pins. I could probably use just maybe a stick pin. This one would work. That goes the colors. Oh, I might do that. Let's see. Let's see what we can work with there. Sorry about the sniffing. Allergies. That's part of my life. If you're wondering, I got these from Michael's. I think you can also get them from Dollar Tree. Pretty sure you can get them from Dollar Tree. Alright, so. Nope. It's this one that was on there. Let's take this off. I used a lot of glue, so I do have a little bit of a wrinklage going on in my paper, but once it dries, I don't think I'm going to have any problem with that at all. I think I want to trim this better. Oop. Yes, that looks perfect. So, do we want to maybe just do something like that and have it hanging there? No. I could put it here. I mean, I don't hate that. I don't hate it. So what I would have to do is pop in like 2 little holes. And this is when an awl would probably come in handy, or any needle, I suppose. I'm so excited about this. My goodness. Okay, so what I'm going to do is keep it through the ribbon first, then put that through there. It's a little bit tight, but we can make it work. Okay, maybe I can make it work. Okay, so we're probably gonna have to go through there. That'll work. Oh, I hope this looks okay. I think it'll look okay. Actually, I think it'll look great. I kind of struggled with yesterday's prompt a bit. I think because, my goodness, because I haven't been able to craft in a while. Okay, come on. There. Oh my gosh. It really is precious. It does cover up a little bit of my my fabrics that I wanted to show through, but I am not mad at that at all. It really does fit beautifully, in my opinion. Now let me get something to put here for the tag, because we cannot just leave that like that. One moment. Alright, let's see if I like this. This is a it's like a nice thick velvety ribbon. The color is perfect. I did not use any of this on the cover, but it's okay. I mean, you can see it just matches perfectly. So my concern is it's too thick for my paper hole there. So we're going to go ahead and add in an eyelet to strengthen it up a bit. I've got my crocodile ready. Do I have any gold eyelets left? I don't know if I do. It's okay. It's okay. We can, I don't mind using different metals. Once again, oh, you know what? We're gonna do black because it'll play in with the black and white, right? You wanna kind of, I'm gonna do that. I like mixing my metals, but I also want to make sure things are cohesive looking in the project. Okay, and you saw this in the last video. Hopefully you watched it. What I like to do, I will go ahead and put on my eyelet, and then I will bring it there. And then we're gonna give it a smash. Perfect. And I'm probably gonna have to trim this down a good bit. And you're gonna see what I mean by trimming down. And what I mean by trimming down is cutting it in half. We'll see. So when you're cutting, to try to make things go as smoothly as a cut as you can, try to use your entire scissor. That entire blade there, just try to use that as best as you can. Go ahead and try to get that lined up. And you see you get that nice clean cut. You won't get that jagged edge, which, I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with a jagged edge if that's what you're going for. But if you're doing something like this, you're probably not going to want a jagged edge. And you know what? I think that's probably going to be long enough. I still don't know if this is going to fit in there. I may just... Yeah, you see it's tight. May just do something like this. And then tie it off. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay, yeah, see if I can tie it off. We'll go ahead and see. Huh. My dog is, alright. This may just be too thick, so I'm gonna come back. I'm going to, of course you guys are gonna stick around, but I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get something smaller for this, and I'm gonna take the dog out, and I'm gonna get my supplies ready for the next set of these. So we're gonna do 3 paper ones like this, and I do plan on these going pretty fast. So yeah, so I will be right back. Okay, so I've decided, let me put this back. I think my son unrolled this, and that's why it looks so messy rolled up. So I decided that I'm just gonna go with some sparkly embroidery thread. I used this to sew in the signatures as well. So I was like, you know what, let's just do it. And I'm actually gonna do a couple of them with a couple of different lengths. Probably I'm gonna do 3, I think. And you're gonna probably hear some talking. Things are starting to get a little bit more active in the house. So yeah, and that's probably gonna be a little bit too long, but once again, make it a little bit too long and then trim it down as needed. Save yourself the headache of it not being long enough ahead of time. I do that way too often, where I'm like trying to save on supplies, which God knows I do not need to do, but it's part of waste. Like, I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste it. Just because I'm lucky to have it doesn't mean, I need to waste it or whatever, right? But whatever. So yeah, so I like that. That's good. But yeah, way too long. So once again, I'm gonna just go ahead and come in here and trim them at different lengths, just to give it a little bit more personality. I've got to sneeze. Excuse me. I'm really pleased with how this came out. I really don't think I've seen anything that looks like this. Once again, like, I've seen, like, people do this, like a flip like this, but it really does, look like a nice hefty tag. Now, another pro tip, embroidery thread moves, so get you some glue and glue that sucker down. I'm gonna go ahead and get a clip to put there, and I'm just gonna put this off to the side, and we're gonna move along. Let me get some stuff off of this desk. I'm a messy worker. If my messy desk bugs you, my apologies, but this is just how I create. There's times where I do try to kind of like clean up as I go. I'm better at it than some other times. But I do need a workspace. So, getting some things put back where they belong while you're working, good idea, right? Okay. So, once again, I'm going to do the same concept but with paper. And I'm going to use jelly prints. I have so many of these, okay? They're all different colors and shapes and stuff. I'm probably going to use the smaller ones like this. You see that's messed up. So this is perfect to rip up and use. Look how pretty that is. I do typically like to scan these before I use it, but I'm not going to use too many. Yeah, go ahead and use that one. These bits will be great to rip up for that layering. Kind of have a lot of green and stuff already happening, so got some printed pictures that got stuck in there too. How pretty that is. We're gonna use some of these. I love doing this on brown paper as well. These are actually printables. These are from Halloween. This one has fun textures to it. I love that one. We'll go ahead and use this. So yeah, this is just a mix of papers that I had on my desk. Chunked off to the side. So there's some printables mixed in here as well. Let's go ahead and I think this is a printable, so we're gonna go ahead and use that. I don't want to put too much of the same color. I do want some variety with the colors that I use. So I may have to go into another pile of these, which is totally fine because I have like 5 million of them. This is actually a printable version. And these are all prints. I might use that one. And maybe that one too. We're gonna use that. This one, and I don't know if I want to see. I really like this one. This is a pool that I did, but I actually painted on this too, so I don't know if I'm going to use this one. So I like this design, so I think I'm going to scan this one before I put it in anything. So yeah, I have like so much scanning to do. So much scanning. I'll go ahead and put that in there. Put that. And I don't know, I may end up just making more than 3 because my goal is to make 4 of everything, right? So with the papers that I have pulled out, I can probably make a heck of a lot more than 3 of these. So I may just go ahead and do that. And literally all I'm going to do is start ripping. Let me get a ruler. So my first, do I want, okay. Nope, we're not. We're just going to rip. And we will use these as well. Okay, so yeah, so we might do 5 of these. And I'm not mad at that. Okay, now this. I don't know if you guys really want to see me ripping this. If you don't, you could definitely fast forward. I don't mind. I did say that in the last video, you know, if there's something here that you don't want to see, I would not be offended if you just fast forward through me. That's part of the game here, people. Part of the game. We're not going to be entertaining 100% of the time for 100% of the people, right? And I may not have a piece of every single one for every single set we have here. I'm okay with that. Don't mind them being a little different. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then put this here. I have no idea how many layers these are gonna have yet. We'll see. Actually, I think that'd be better. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause. You guys see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna do that for some more, and then I will be right back. Okay, back. All right, I'm at 55 minutes. So I'm gonna try to do this very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually have 6 little piles here. So once again, I am not going to do what I did for the fabric. I'm going to be a little bit, well, I'm trying to be a little bit more free with what's going on here. You see, I'm trying. I'm gonna say I'm trying, and hopefully that's what we do. And then that is that. I'm gonna actually put this at the top. When I can, I will probably always put the flat end, straight end at the top. And to make this even more simple, we're bringing out the lovely stapler. Okay. So if you don't have all the supplies, the tags and all of that stuff, it is okay. We will figure a way around it, right? Just try when you're doing something like this, if you're going to use a stapler, try, you know, when you're overlaying and layering things, try to get everything in the center, because that's most likely where you're going to staple it at. So it's probably a good idea to keep it there. And you see, like, these are getting a little bit wider. I'm totally okay with that. It's a fun thing about ripping. You can just do it and not really think about it. You know, I'm gonna fold that over because why not? I have a lot of layers going on in some of these. And once again, I'm okay with that. Actually, I think I'm gonna rip this to make it a little bit thinner. I really do like the more layered, ripped, torn look for this. I feel like it gives it that more authentic, artsy vibe. Now, I think I only have 3 more of my film strips, so only 3 of these will get that, unfortunately. I don't know, kind of. You could also glue these, like, as you're stacking them on top of each other. I'm probably going to keep this one out and go ahead and add that big purple one in. So yeah, so as you're stacking these, you can easily just add a thing of a line of glue, dots of glue at the top, and stack them on each other, and they should hold up well like that too. We're probably going to use multiple staples on this one, and that's okay. Decided to take out this one because there's kind of already a lot of this color in there, I felt like. So yeah, so 2 down. Let's keep it trucking. I'm gonna go to the bigger pieces first already. Let's try that. I just kind of, you know, zone out when I'm doing things like this. You know, probably putting too much concentration in it really is what I'm doing, but that's neither here nor there. I really do enjoy using the brown paper for jelly printing. It's really, really fun. We're gonna leave that one out. And I think we could probably get away with 2 staples for this one. Yeah, cool, cool. This is definitely a different take on tags. I could say that for sure. But that's what this is all about, right? Kind of. That's what this is all about, having fun and being creative in your own way and taking things and putting your own spin on it, right? That's part of it. That's part of the challenge, because, you know, so many people participating in this challenge, things can, if we're all kind of like doing the same thing, right, it can get boring fairly quickly. So putting your own spin and your own take on things, keep it interesting. I'm gonna trim that real quick. I guess I could probably say that would be a good idea, just to try to make sure this is as trimmed as possible, like flush as possible, especially if you're gonna try adding that tag on top. It just seems like it would make it easier. And you'd probably want that your staples to be as close up to the top as possible, just so that it's not really in your way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more to go. 2 more to go. I don't think I'm taking too long on this. I think I'm moving at a good speed. I think. And I may once again leave out some of these. I did not come into this like, oh yeah, I want this specific number and these things. These are definitely like go with the process type deal. With doing the other one, and once again, right, me doing this, like, this is the first time I've done this. I mean, I've made tags, I've made a lot of things before, but this is the first time I do something like this, and I do love this. However, if I changed something, I would probably use a thicker cardstock for my tag bit there, and that's probably the only thing that I would change about this. And that's probably what I am going to do for this. Since I have this already ripped up, I'm going to go ahead and staple these together. Not like that. That's just, it got too wide for me there. because once again, I'm working in different journals, and I have journals that are already put together. So me just having these set aside just like that, even if I don't turn it into this tag, it's going to be beneficial to my stash. I'm gonna add this one, and that will be it for the set. I really like the way that's layered and the way that's looking. Am I just tossing paper to the floor behind me? I kinda am. I need to sweep my craft room floor anyway, so all these bits that I tossed to the side that I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna use that, I'm not gonna use that. Well, we're gonna use it, kind of. We're gonna put them in here some type of way. Perfect. All right. Now, for these, once again, I'm gonna do the same concept. Let me grab a piece of cardstock. Let me see. Okay, I have a piece of very funky coffee dyed cardstock that I have. It ripped, so really it is perfect. Did that come off of something? I don't know. Okay, let's see which ones I want to do for this. Kind of want to do some thinner ones. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let me put the other ones to the side. Also, let me trim what I did not trim. Okay. I think that'll be fine, and that was trimmed already. Okay. So, what I am going to do is we're gonna pretty much make our own tag shape. So we're gonna do the same concept as this, but without the punch, because I know everybody does not have the punch, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get a rough estimate of the width I need for that, and I'm gonna do a rip. Okay, then I'm going to kind of figure out how big I want it. And I guess we're gonna go there. Okay, so all I did was my ripped up paper, I put it on the edge, right, probably about 1/4 inch up there, because we're gonna glue it again. Okay, and then I measured from there up to here where I wanted, and then all I did was bend over. Okay, that's it. And then I'm going to take it off. and we're going to cut. It is literally as simple as that, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and take my glue, wherever that is, and once again, just kind of glue everywhere. I didn't glue too much in the middle because I know I'm gonna put a hole there, and I mean I'm gonna punch a hole there, so why put all the glue? I know I'm gonna trim this too, but and go ahead. Right, so I'm gonna put something heavy on there because I do want to make sure that we have a good adhesion, and we're gonna move on to the next one. And I'm literally going to do the same thing. This is wider than these, but I'm okay with that because we can trim it down, y'all. It ain't nothing but a thing. Okay, so we're gonna glue it to about there. And you know what? Let's make this one fun. Let's kind of make this one super long. Right? So that's like a good, like maybe 1.25 inches or so that I folded up. And then we're gonna trim. And we're gonna glue. Glue, 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 glue. I'm just gonna glue all of it. It's just, you know, we don't have time to sit here and be too picky. Okay? Boop. So go ahead and put your paper where you wanted. Once again, smush it all down. I figured with the papers themselves being super colorful, having a tag that is plain, it's gonna be totally okay. That's totally fine because that paper is going to take all of the you know, the personality is in the paper. And we're just repeating what I just did. Once you actually have like the tag extension, that's what I'm going to call it. It's a tag extension. You can do whatever type of decorative tag you want. I don't know why I just glued that one little piece. I know better. Okay, last one. Ah, it's a little, you know what? We're gonna do a small one. We are gonna do a small one. And I'm gonna fold this one in half first because it is so thin. Do the top and the bottom. Lots of glue is needed. Okay. Now the first two that I did should be dried. So I'm just going to take that one and the last one that I did and put it together and let that fit. Okay, So go to number 1 first. Now, because I added pressure, you can see those staple lines. If that bugs you, that bugs you. I'm okay with it because, once again, this is handmade. This is artsy. This is not machine made. We cannot keep like pounding ourselves down because something is not perfect. Okay. I'm gonna pull out what I call a tag maker. It is an old library card, I think, or gift card, and I just cut different sizes off of the edges, and if you just put it up to paper, you automatically get that tag shape whenever you snip off the corners, and there you go, you have a tag. Like, it's a layered tag out of, what are these things called? Jelly prints. Let's go ahead. And punch a hole here. I'm just gonna eyeball it. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. You know, Louisa and Barbara, thank you guys so much for doing this, because, you know, there's times where we just kind of forget to be creative with things and to think outside of the box, and, you know, we just, like, I feel like as creators, you may like challenge yourself every day, yeah, but like, you know, we may not really think about making a layered tag, right? Or, okay, yeah, we want to make a layered tag, but we also want it to be different than everyone's. So especially right now, because we know so many people are doing it, you know, so it just kind of gives us a little creative push, right, to be a little more creative and thoughtful with our creations, I feel. Definitely, I really don't think I would have created these on my own. Honestly, I don't think I would have. So I am totally going to give Louisa and Barbara the credit for these. And you know what? I think I'm going to leave... Yeah, I'm going to leave these. Oh, no, I'm not. I want to, but because it's not flush, it just kind of doesn't give me that tag feel. Like, I don't know. I guess that's one of the things that I'm learning as I go right now. For me, I want that tag feel, so having these, everything like the same width, is kind of what gives it that feel. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're going to see. Alright, here we go. And I'm going to use this punch again. This punch is really, really good if you're going to use ribbon. This is a, I think it's called an ID badge punch. So you put your ribbon in there and it stays flat and don't have to worry about it. Now this one, it is a very, very small tag edge. So I think all I'm gonna do is round it off. I don't even know if I'll be able to put a hole in here. Yeah, I don't know, because I put 3 staples there. You know what? Let's try something. I'm gonna use my... Is that... Nope. Okay. We're gonna use the small side. put a hole there. Do I want two? No, you know what? We're gonna stick with one. We're just gonna stick with one. Why not? Am I gonna need my crocodile again? Probably, especially if I want to put in eyelets. I don't know if I'm gonna put in eyelets though, because because the paper. I don't know. I really just want kind of like the paper to be the star. This is a fun way for me to share my creations as well. My, what are those things called? Alright, so we're gonna do those three with my little tag charms. So let me think. I mean, I did this yesterday with my altered playing cards, where I just tied the keys to whatever I was working on, but I don't think I want to do that now. Like, I do want to add it as like a charm, but hold up. I mean, you know, that's when I made these, it really was the thought of it's gonna be a charm, and you know, that's just gonna be what it is. Because I didn't want to. Nope. Hopeful thinking. But I don't need that big of a hole on it, so let's just do that. So yeah, so I didn't. I don't know. I didn't think, okay, we're gonna, you know, do like collage work with a with, what is this thing called? A film strip, you know, like I really did want to create something like this and just kind of use this as a decoration. So, you know, that's what it's gonna be. And I mean, I did create the film strip. Really? You're not gonna, how am I not gonna, what's going on here? Why can I get this correctly? What's going on here? All right, we're gonna do that. Right? And to me, that's I don't know, it's a perfect little tag. That's something really, really easy and fun. I feel like that we can all do. And it is it fits the challenge, right? It fits the challenge. Once again, I created the little film strips with a printable, nothing crazy. It was a printable that I found on Pinterest for free, printed it out. It actually printed it on vellum, and then I just used what are those things called? Stamps. Stamps and archival ink to decorate it. And that was that. They were really, really fun to make. So I probably will do a video on how I created those. Maybe not this month, might be next month, but yeah, I'll do a video on those. It really was fun to do, and I would definitely want to do them again, especially since my laminator ate my other ones. I had like 3 other ones that I did, and the laminator just ate it. So there we go. Those are fairly simple. You know, very easy to mass make something like this, and then I was able to get one that's a little bit more decorative and fancy and has flair and fun. I absolutely adore this one, and I hope you do too. Let's do a flip, right? So you flip that first layer. I love it. And then we have these. We're at 1 hour and 26 minutes. Not so bad. Once I put these into a journal, I probably will decorate the tops of them a little bit better. But that's okay. Once again, art always a work in progress. Especially, I feel like with ephemera and junk journaling. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed making with me. If you decide to make something like this, go ahead, film it, take pictures, upload it to Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, tag me. I would love to see what you created. Once again, thank you, Louisa and Barbara, for hosting this, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.